Hello, hello everybody, welcome back. We have a very big update coming tomorrow, or today if I upload it the day after I do this. Oh my, we have a lot in store for us. There's a new event, there's an interstellar bazaar, there's a new ship, maybe even two, don't really know. Um, there is so much going on here. So, first and foremost, the biggest part of this is the Sansha invasion. Oh my. I cannot wait for this. There's going to be low sec version of this, and then there's also going to be some high sec portions of this. I'm going to be doing a stream tomorrow where I need some scouts so I can run this content. We'll probably treat it a lot like the Wasteseeker event where if you're a scout for me, I can either pay you the bounty tick that I get or whatever loot I find, depending on what it is. Um, we'll have to decide that once we start seeing what the loot is and how hard it's going to be to come across. Um, but I do plan on running at least the high sec stuff, and if we're feeling a little bit spicy, we'll do the low sec variant of the event as well. So let's get started. Ooh, a little bit stuffy today. Alright. New content. The Sansha Vanguard Fleet. The Intelligence Department has learned that the radical Sansha faction has made significant breakthroughs in wormhole technology, and is planning to raid across the entirety of New Eden. Unlike the conservative Sansha faction in the Sane region, the radicals focus more on enhancing the performance of their warships. They will deploy the latest assault carrier, the Ascendant, to participate in the battle. Currently, the Sansha Vanguard fleet is assembling and is about to traverse wormholes to conduct preliminary reconnaissance across all regions of New Eden. Cavaliers can search for the Sansha Vanguard fleet and nearby systems and defeat them to obtain generous loot. The Sansha Vanguard fleet is classified into small, medium, large, and extra large based on their size. Their commanders have established acceleration gates on the outskirts of each fleet. Activating these gates is the only way to reach the fleet's center. To avoid being ambushed, these gates only allow ships of the same tonnage or lower to accelerate, and their energy is limited. This makes it impossible to transport large fleets within a short period of time. Okay, so from that, we learned that this will be an event similar to the Wayseekers, where we had small Wayseeker, medium Wayseeker, and large Wayseeker, with the additional of extra large. These are also limited to ship tonnage. So, smalls will be limited to frigates and destroyers. Mediums will be cruisers and battle cruisers. Larges will be battleships, and extra larges will be capital ships. This also states that the energy is limited, making it impossible to transport large fleets. So I don't know if a large fleet is considered 4 people, 10 people. I have no idea. But I think as long as you enter, like, one at a time, maybe you'll be fine. I don't really know. But we'll test it out a little bit, see what happens. So, low sec, that is entirely important to understand. If you are going to be running these in low sec, where this event is primarily going to be, make sure that you have an amount of people with you to stop others from being able to warp through behind you. So treat it like an EVE Online wormhole. You're going to be rolling these gates with enough tonnage to stop other people from coming through for a period of time. That is your goal. That way you can farm the fleet, and you'll be safe. Which is highly important. Alright, so note that the Sansha fleet moves through wormholes, and Sansha capital ships may appear even in high-sec systems. That's what we're going to be hunting on tomorrow's stream. We are going to be hunting these Sansha capital ships in high-sec. They will drop modules and loot that I need to get my hands on. And it will be very important to our success. Alright. Additionally, the Radical Sansha warships boast superior performance. So Capsuleers piloting low tonnage ships are advised to avoid them. So, low skill point characters, beware that if you enter this, you may not exit alive. Stating that they have additional firepower, it's kind of giving me the same vibe as like the Waste Seeker boasting higher firepower, in which they certainly did have a boost over what we would encounter in like labs or anything like that. But I don't know if they're going to be comparing this to a lab, or if they're going to be comparing this to like a null-sec encounter in terms of firepower. We shall see. I'm going to try to run a passive fit first, because I don't think we're going to need much more than our standard high-set capital fits. However, I may be very wrong. But I will be bringing with me an additional capital ship with me. That would be Jinner. Thank you, Jinner, for sacrificing your time to loot these with me. We should be able to clear them out pretty safely between the two of us. Oh my god, imagine if it was like the level of a capital test range. That would be terrifying. Alright. Next up here, the main goal. Main reward. Get damage structures of the new assault carrier, new modules, and new rig blueprints. From their supply crates or wrecks. So there's gonna be loot boxes, and there's gonna be wrecks. Bring a integrated salvager. We're gonna watch integrated salvagers spike in price in the next day. So have it ready so you can sell it at the highest possible price. The last time this happened was when the Wayseeker event came out. Integrated salvagers sat around 47 billion each. So be ready to sell those if you have them available to you and you do not need them yourself. We will also receive Empire Merits and LP when destroying enemies with ranks. So there will be elite level enemies in these encounters, or whatever we're going to call these. Um, what this is kind of sounding like is an advanced Inquisitor with the possibility of spawning a capital ship. Let me know if that's what you think. Alright, so this will last for 2 weeks. After that, the Sansha faction will dispatch large-scale fleets to raid specific constellations. Oh my. There's so much to unpack there. That sentence alone really brings me back to the Triglavian invasions. Oh my. So, what I am understanding from this, we're gonna have 2 weeks of these events spawning in high sec and low sec. Um, and then after that, the areas in which the Sansha faction decided were the safest for them to enter, they're going to dispatch massive fleets to take over those systems. I imagine in my head, I don't know if this is going to be an actual thing or not, that if they win their invasion in those systems could become, like, dangerous systems where faction warfare could happen. Which means we could lose high sec systems and they could become low sec. Or null sec. I don't know. But that's what it makes me think about when I talk about comparing this to a Triglavian invasion. I highly recommend to all of you to look up what happened during the Triglavian invasion, along with the old Sansha invasion from EVE Online, and just learn a little bit about it, and we'll see where this takes us. But this is huge. In the very least, this is an epic event. Like, bigger than any event we've ever had. Wayseekers are what we're getting for the first 2 weeks, but after that, we don't know what they're doing with this large-scale fleets. So, I really have a very high hope myself. But we'll get to additional notes later on. I have hope. I really do. And I could be very wrong. But I'd love to be hype about it for at least 2 weeks. No, that's different, Snoopy. That's a different thing. I think that will be a part of it, but I think that may be just like the incorrect translation or something like that, because we don't have the actual notes that are released. Because so far there's been a few inaccuracies compared to what we have now. Alright. New ship. This is the new assault carrier, the Ascendant, which was referred to as the Ecthesis, um, in the leaked patch notes. I'm glad they changed the name, because Ecthesis was, really ruining me. Alright. My ship, my will, shall become the blade in your hands. Now go and bring true order to this crumbling universe. This assault carrier, secretly constructed by the radical faction of Sansha Nation, is the perfect embodiment of Sansha ideology. It is not just a warship, but a mobile citadel, equipped with a capital shield field module that provides protection to the surrounding fleet. It also inherits the excellent resistance and mobility typical of Sansha ships. Additionally, through an advanced laser fire control system, it enhances the destructive power of lightweight ships equipped with laser weapons, turning them into swords for executing the Sacred Purge mission. Which is why they're coming here, to kill us. They are looking to purge all systems. Alright, how to obtain. By destroying the Ascendant carrier of the Sansha Vanguard fleet. I assume this will only happen in the extra large anomalies that will spawn. You can obtain their damaged ship structures. These structures can then be reverse engineered to acquire the blueprint, which can be used for manufacture. Note that it does not say that you can buy it in the store. This is a ship that you must build. Trust me, I will be looking for this in the store right away. But, if it is not there, we absolutely must build one. Hint, although the Vanguard fleet primarily focuses on recon and has fewer capital ships, its combat capabilities are formidable. It is expected that more Sansha capital ship fleets with stronger combat capabilities will arrive on the battlefield in 2 weeks. So the capital ships that we will encounter in these anomalies, I expect they will have a similar capability to like a high-sec cyan that spawns. And it's possible that the ones that come in 2 weeks could be at the level of like one of the elite carriers in some of the capital anomalies we see in Nullsec. That's my train of thought from what they're saying here. But do not underestimate what these ships are capable of. They will get stronger. Alright. The new Capital Defense modules. We have added the new Capital Shield Field module and Capital Armor Link module, which can be fitted on defensive capital ships that support this technology. Such types of extra large shield, field, and armor link require massive energy support. Once activated, they reduce the ship's firepower and repair efficiency but significantly increase the effectiveness of remote repairs. The ships that utilize this technology must have a logi or a fax at their disposal at all times. I'm not sure what the stat increase or decrease will be, but if it's like the longbow module, we're gonna have a 50% reduction to our repair. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what it sounds like. So, absolutely get yourself a Logi or a Force Auxiliary to be with you at all times. Alright, the ships that support this are the Phoenix Bodyguard, the Naglfar Bodyguard, the Lucent Moon, and the Ascendant for the Shield Field modules. The Armor Link module will go on the Revelation Bodyguard and the Moros Bodyguard and the Lucent Moon with the Armor Reconstruction System. But only once they release that one. Currently, the Armor Link will only go on the Revelation Bodyguard and the Moros Bodyguard. All of those 5 ships, the Phoenix Bodyguard, Naglfar Bodyguard, Lucent Moon, Ascendant, Revelation Bodyguard, and Moros Bodyguard, so 6 ships, will get the new shield and armor modules, and their prices will go up. Yeah, I'm willing to bet that the Armor Link module is going to be really good. And the Shield Field module, I'm not really sure what the plan is with that, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what it has. How to obtain construction. There is a chance to obtain blueprints from the loot crates of the extra large Sansha Vanguard fleets. Once the blueprints are acquired, manufacture can be used to obtain the modules. If you can also get them from combat, a small portion of the Ascendant carriers in Sansha Vanguard fleet are equipped with the Shield Field modules. Destroy them for a chance to obtain these modules. So, if you are lucky, your very first Ascendant carrier that you kill in a fleet has a very low chance to drop one of these shield field modules. If you put that on the market, it will sell. You will make a lot of money if you are the first one to the market with it. People are looking for it, whether it be the shield or the armor version. Alright, another new module, the Signature Dampener. This is a type of shield signal adjustment module, similar in principle to the Signal Amplifier, but with the complete opposite effect. When fitted, it passively reduces the signature radius and sensor strength. When activated, it enhances these effects but reduces its own scan resolution. Interesting. I don't know how useful that's gonna be. Maybe on like a scanning ship, that could be kind of interesting. Especially if you're looking to catch someone very quickly. Alright, the activation duration is short, making it suitable for specialized tactics. It can be obtained by defeating enemies from the Sansha Vanguard fleet. I'm assuming that's gonna drop from, like, the elite enemies that show up. Alright, the Tracking Enhancer. This is a module that I see a lot of people might want. This is a ship fire control system enhancement module. This module has a high operational priority and enhances the power and stability of the fire control system from its core. Once fitted, it continuously occupies a certain amount of capacitor and power grid output. Think of this like the micro warp drive, where the micro warp drive consumes 25% of your capacitor as long as it's active. Or as long as it's equipped to your ship, I should say. So this is going to take up a portion of your capacitor and power grid as long as it's equipped. It does not require activation and cannot be disabled in the interface. Ships like the... If this can go on ships like the bomber battleships, they're going to become much more deadly to small ships, especially if they have that better tracking. This is also going to be really good on capital ships, like dreadnoughts, because it's going to give them that better tracking with the larger turrets, as long as they have a fire control system on. Tracking enhancer, I should say. Yeah, kind of nice. I hope it takes up a mid slot. Um, but I don't know. All right. Thanks to this operation mode, the tracking enhancer, that's the low slot module, not only improves turret range and tracking speed, but also enhances the ship's scan resolution and resistance to targeting interference. Capital ships are going to love this. How to obtain can be acquired by defeating enemies of the Sansha Vanguard fleet. Note, we have not seen anything yet on buying this stuff in the store. Alright. Next up, another new module. I'm not sure how useful this one's going to be. The Public Cyno Field Generator. A new type of cyno field generator that, when activated, creates a beacon for other ship jump drives to lock onto. To achieve higher signal strength and stability, this signal is broadcast in an unencrypted form on all public channels, allowing all ships to detect and jump to it. Exercise caution when activating it. This generator was obtained by intelligence personnel from the Sansha radicals. Its principles are not difficult to grasp, but it requires ships that support this technology for fitting. Currently, only Marshals and the new... Wait. That says new Sansha's battleships. Are we getting a new battleship for Sansha? That's gotta be... That's gotta mean, like, enemies, right? We're not getting, like... We're not getting, like, a Nightmare 2.0, are we? Or, like, a Nightmare and some other ship we don't know about? There's no way. That's gotta mean... Aw. It does say here, there is no acquisition method available for the new battleships yet. Oh my god. Is that what's coming in 2 weeks? Are we getting Sansha's battleships in 2 weeks? When they start invading? That is gonna be cool. We've all wanted, like, a Nightmare but upgraded. I wonder what this thing is gonna be, or these things are gonna be, if we get 2 of them. Dream, hallucination, and fantasy. Yeah, it might be a translation fail. I don't know. It's just odd. We'll see what happens. But the price of the Marshall just went up in price because of that. Alright, how to obtain. Manufacture them based on blueprints via reverse engineering. Another new module! Actually, this one's really a rig. This is a lot of stuff. This rig adopts a honeycomb layout, which increases the fighter bay capacity of carriers. Thanks to its accompanying new automatic loading system, carriers equipped with this rig benefit from faster fighter loading speeds. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some bugs. We're gonna encounter that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I see, like, a cockroach crawl across my screen with how many bugs there's gonna be. Or maybe a mosquito. Or it's gonna be one of those really annoying gnats that likes to fly by your ear every, like, 5 or 3 seconds. And you just hear it go really loud and then really quiet and then he comes back. It's gonna be one of those kind of bugs. Alright. Another new module! Man, we are eating good! Yeah, it doesn't specify the amount that it increases, but it does say here there's a Type 1 blueprint from the Vanguard Fleet supply crates, and the Type 2 blueprints from the reverse engineering supply manufacturer. We are getting a constellation event thing. I'm willing to bet those supply crates are going to come from that. And they may also be on the store market. I don't know what else would be in those. I swear to God, if they do actually sell this carrier, it's going to upset a lot of people. But I'm glad they made an event that you can actually build them from. Alright, so, Capital Jump Drive Booster. Alright, this ship rig incorporates the latest advances in Sun Chaser engine research. Once fitted, it extends the jump range and reduces the energy consumption, thereby increasing the maximum jump distance achievable by both the ship's jump drive and Sun Chaser engine. How to obtain Type 1 blueprints from the fleet supply crates and manufactured, while Type 2 can be obtained via reverse engineering and manufacturing. That rig is going to be very important for ships like the Shanghai and the Lucent Moon, and maybe the Ascendance. I don't know if the Ascendance is gonna have access to, like, a wormhole drive, I guess. And we'll get into that a little bit later on why. But earlier it stated that they were using wormholes to move these capitals around, or wormhole technology to move these capital runs. So I wonder if the Ascendants will have access to what will coin the term a wormhole drive, to move around places. It would be interesting. Alright. New construction module. This is for Corp Outposts and Fortizars. This is replacing the pirate detection array. No. I don't know if anything is different here. +4, +8, +6, and +8 for each level, so T1, T2, and T3. Normal Cosmic Anomaly Discovery Chance, 10%, 20%, 30%. New feature. Base Detection Module is the second one here. This is replacing the Base Detection Array, I guess, or whatever it's called. When detecting pirate bases and normal cosmic anomalies within the system security level, minus 0.2, 0.4, and 0.5. Normal cosmic anomaly discovery chance, 1%, 3%, 5%. Cosmic anomaly detection time, minus 1%, minus 3%, and minus 5% on your time. Pretty good. I don't really know how this compares to the current stuff, but it's probably better. Alright. Related corporation tech updates. Pirate detection array enhancement. New bonus added. Normal cosmic anomaly discovered chance increased by 5% at level 10. Maximum detection count bonus during structure reinforcement removed. Face detection array enhancement. New bonus added. Normal cosmic anomaly discovery chance increased by 5%. Special cosmic anomaly detection got reduced by 5% at level 10. I'm sure that's the time reduction. Base upgrade time bonus removed. You can purchase blueprints for the new blocks on the market and manufacture the item. Primary cost is minerals, intermediate materials, and ISK. Blocks cannot be upgraded. You can directly manufacture the level 2 or level 3 versions. In most cases, directly manufacturing level 2 can match or surpass the bonus effects of the original level 3 add-on, while reducing energy anchor point occupancy by 10. Level 3 blocks offer stronger effects overall, but are significantly more expensive to build. Alright, had to stretch there for a minute. I feel like I'm in a dictation at college. My god. There is so much to go through. I hated doing dictations. Other related adjustments. The above two types of detection array add-on structures have been depreciated. They can no longer be manufactured, anchored, or upgraded. However, they can be dismantled, unanchored, and reprocessed. Their blueprints have been removed, and they can be destroyed. With the introduction of the new detection modules, adjustments have been made to the discovery chance of the cosmic anomalies. Large anomaly discovery chance increased. Advanced prosecutor? Inquisitor. Cosmic anomaly discovery chance increased. Normal Inquisitor anomaly discovery decreased. Pirate base natural respawn rate reduced. It is recommended to avoid destroying these bases. Please note that when multiple structures or fortizars within a system are equipped with these modules, only the strongest effect will apply. Detection bonuses are effective for the entire system and are not limited by corp ownership. Alright, now we get into the whale section. Jenner, I really need a, blue whale with, the ISK symbol conversion from dollars. Because this is going to be a segment every time, isn't it? I'm just going to plot that on screen. Just like a blue whale jumping in the air. Kind of like that, but with ISK to dollars. Or dollars to ISK. Dollars to Aurum. Because, my god, this is going to be... This is gonna be something. Alright, new features! Man, we've been going through a lot of stuff. New nanocore. Nanocore interface reset. The layout of the nanocore home screen has been modified. Along with the adjustments to the nanocore attributes and skin display list, the comprehensive bonus page of the attribute display, unlocked nanocore attributes will now be automatically categorized and show the cumulative bonuses, making it easier for capsuleers to view and calculate attributes. Redesigned the nanocore display list and integrated nanocore related functionalities into the home screen for easier use. Optimized the performance of the nanocore interface, improved loading speed. Yeah, see if you can bribe Corby. Alright, nanocore secondary attribute refactoring optimization. When capsuleers perform 25 secondary attribute refactorings, attributes above overclocking level, attributes at 80% or more of the maximum limit, are guaranteed to spawn, including critical attributes, attributes at 100% of the maximum limit. Note, if attributes if attributes above overclocking level appear early, the refactoring process, the count will reset. New interface effects are added when attribute values reach critical attributes. So, for example, if you are upgrading your nanocore and you have a chance to get a 9% to 14.2% damage increase on your upgraded attribute, and you are using your blue reset materials 25 times, you are going to be given a guaranteed attribute that will be at 80% of the maximum limit, which maximum limit there was like 14.2, so you would get what would that be, like an 11% or 12% attribute after 25 rerolls. If you still did not get that, you could also get one that is at 100%. That's how I read that. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna give us any compensation, or if that's gonna be some of our update compensation or something. Because a lot of people would have max nanocores if that was the case. Or at least really good nanocores. Alright. So, market price trend chart. Yes! We're getting the EVE Online treatment. We needed this for so long. Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna give those back. Alright. Added a transaction price trend chart for items in the market interface, allowing users to view the weekly transaction prices of an item over the past 2 months. So it's not going to give you the whole history, but it would be nice to have a database that shows how these prices are trending. If you are an industrialist, this is going to be very useful for you. If you are keeping track of it over a long period of time. That way you know how your stuff is trending, rather than just going, well, I know it was 20% more like 5 months ago, and it just hasn't gone up. Or you can track like integrated salvagers, where every time an update comes out, where it's a Wayseeker event or the Sansha invasion style, you could see the price of exactly when the maximum purchases are being made, and put your modules up at that time, or just before that time. So this will be highly valuable for those people who are willing to keep up with it and make a database. Alright. Balance adjustments. The 4 bomber battleships and Shanghai. The bonus can fit micro jump drive has been removed, and they have added a new bonus called micro jump drive restart time minus 50%. You'll track tritanium. Yeah, it'll be 1 ISK for all time. It'll be so good. That'll be the best and most accurate database ever. I think what would be more interesting would be to see if it shows the amount purchased at one time. And I don't know if it'll have that. But it would be very cool if it showed the amount purchased for, like, the maximum amount that was purchased at one time. It would give you an idea of, like, when large industrialists or corporations are looking to buy stuff. Is Corliss in here? Let him know that there is high-sec portions of it. Alright, the Wang Yu prototype has an increase to its maximum capacitor by 20%. The Wang Yu has a maximum capacitor increase of 25%. There's high-sec portions to the event for gaining faction rank. He asked a question in the Discord. Because he can get LP and faction rank from the elite enemies that spawn with the high-sec carriers that are spawning. Alright, Marshall has the public sign-up field generator and can fit all standard tactical modules. Alright, Phoenix Bodyguard, Naglfar Bodyguard, Lucent Moon, new bonus added, can fit capital shield field modules. Revelation Bodyguard and Morris Bodyguard, new bonus added, can fit capital ship armor link modules. Removed the velocity decrease effect from all ship bonuses related to shield field modules. This bonus will now be adjusted to the base attributes of the module itself. With the Marshall change. So instead of it saying like can fit tactical modules, it says can fit all standard tactical modules. So you're gonna be able to fit like the Siege module, Citadel module, Rapid Fire module, but you're not going to be able to put on, like, capital tactical modules, you know? That's the way I read it. It's just a rewording of what they have already on the Marshall. But now it can fit the public Sino field generator on top of what it already did. That's that new module that's coming out. I don't believe the shield field module is a tactical module. Is it? Oh hell, now I have to look. No, I don't know. God, if it does. What is that, a mid slot? No, it does not fall under tactical module. Well, I mean, it falls under tactical module, so I think they just mean, like, the Citadel, Siege, Repair, Rapid Fire, Sniper, Defense, Bombing, and Charging tactical modules. I do not believe that they mean the Armor Link modules and Field modules. You can always try, because Marshall with that is absolutely disgusting. Why would we want that? That is so bad for the game. Is the Marshall now the Nightmare 2.0? If that works. Alright. There are some changes to modules. Micro jump drive no longer requires special technical bonuses for installation. Power grid requirements match battleship or capital ship levels. New passive effect added, ship velocity plus 10%. Yeah, maybe. So if you have a micro jump drive active, you will now get an additional 10% ship velocity. That is pretty nice. Oh my god, that's disgusting, Snoopy. Alright, signal amplifier power grid requirements adjusted to 1 megawatt. Okay. Higgs anchor. Uh. Adjusted inertia modifier from plus 75% to plus 25% to plus 100%. I guess that's for the different levels of the Higgs anchor. Adjusted ship velocity from minus 45% to minus 50% approximately to minus 75%. Adjusted the mass from 100% to 175 to 50% to 200%. Okay. That's something. All shield field modules. Optimized functionality descriptions, improved flexibility for activation and deactivation, increased restart time after force field destruction, and reduced signature radius penalty based on meta level. Alright, I don't know that I really want to go through all the field module changes, but they got a reduced radius, it looks like, and reduced ship velocity penalties. So instead of having the higher amount, they'll have like half the value, it seems. And they're also reducing the fuel consumption on the launch. That's nice. They adjusted the activation time of the armor-linked ones and the fuel consumption as well. They consolidated the shield field modules and armor-linked modules of different tonnages, and then they added the shield and armor-linked modules with performance significantly different from standard models. Details can be found in the new module descriptions. Faction-specific shield and armor modules now feature unique faction characteristics. My god, this is a long patch notes. Every time I do one of these, it's like an hour to an hour and a half. Combat changes. I don't know how I feel about this. This is good and bad. So I'm kind of like mixed bag on this. I don't know how I feel. Alright, when recovering drones or fighters, if their weapons are still active, a maintenance period will be required after recovery until the system restarts. So, if you are currently firing at an enemy and you recall your drones into your hangar, there is going to be a cooldown time on them until they can get their weapons back up and running, and then you can launch them again. Yeah, I'm assuming long range is gonna be things like strike cannons, railguns, rifled railguns, beam lasers, uh, I'm assuming it's the largest size weapon. Not like the snub nose or barreled equivalents. Yeah, definitely makes barrage implant weaker as well. If people are using barrage for it. Uh, Not barrage, bombard. Yep. Um, Destroying Capsuleer outposts, corporation outposts, and various affiliated structures may yield an amount of structure operational data. The amount obtained is relative to the manufacturing cost of the structure. The operational data can be transported to the market for sale. When long-range weapons hit a carrier, it can also disrupt its remote energy system, reducing the damage of its fighters. So not only will carriers get a nerf to bombard as long as they are still actively targeting a ship or actively attacking a ship, um, and they have to wait on that recycle time, they can also have a reduction to their damage on their fighters if the carrier is being attacked by those weapons. Um, that is a pretty hard nerf for carriers. I'm a little mixed on it. I'm still not sure what they classify as long range weapon, but my thought would have to be things like rifled railguns, beam lasers, strike cannons. Whatever the long range missiles were called. Yeah, it does say only fighters, but lightweight ships should also be included. Because it just says carrier. And all lightweight ships fall under carriers. So we'll see what happens with that. It might require some testing. Uh, so Jenner and I might have to do a little bit of blue on blue to test it out. Alright. I don't know how I feel. Um, I feel like carriers have been in a fairly okay spot for a really long time. The only thing they really had going for them was Bombard being a little too powerful for what it should have been. Um, so I'm not sure if this nerf is good or bad. You'll have to let me know in the comments. I think overall the thought on it might be negative. But whatever. We'll see what happens. New event, Interstellar Bazaar. There comes that whale again. Only fleets. Yeah, that's true. Alright, new event, Interstellar Bazaar, Winter's Dream Gift. This is for all of us whales out there. This one is for you. A sea of stars slumbers in winter's dream, boundless, hushed, and eternal. The Interstellar Bazaar, Winter's Slumber Gift, is now open. The event's theme music, Winter's Dream Gift, is being broadcast in the station. Click to view the Snowshard Nanocore ship showcase. Discover new content in this version and claim great rewards. Alright. As usual with all Interstellar Bazaars, I do expect that they will probably put in the discount coupons for this event. So if you are looking to buy anything, I will go through that on the day of the update when I start streaming. I will go through the store and tell you what is good and what is bad and what I bought. The new Nanocore looks pretty good, to be honest. Alright. Discover new content in this version and claim great rewards. Snowshard Nanocore is the new Nanocore coming to join us in this fine new Eden. The brand new Snowshard Nanocore is now available. The special mode will apply multiple debuffs to the target. If the same debuff is applied multiple times, its effect will be enhanced. There is 2 varieties of these debuffs. Let's look at them. The first one, Special Mode, Snowshard. It has a reactivation delay of 200 seconds. That is, what is that, 5 minutes? No, that's less than 5 minutes. It's like 2.5. Or 3. My math is really bad when I'm trying to estimate. Yeah, 3 minutes and some odd seconds. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on a reactivation delay. Upon activation, your ship and drones gain a 10% damage boost, 25% increase in flight speed, while 3 random debuffs will be applied to the current target. If 2 or more debuffs are applied, the debuff will automatically upgrade and its effect will be enhanced. The debuff lasts for 30 seconds. Alright. There are multiple debuff types. These debuffs include Frost. Disables the target's engine, reducing flight velocity by 20% at 1 debuff, 40% at 2 debuffs, and 60% at 3 debuffs. Screw you, frigates. Get fucked. I mean, just absolutely wrecks frigates. All of you Speedy Gonzalez out there going at Mach whatever, trying to replicate the DeLorean going 88 miles an hour. All of you Speedy frigates, not anymore. Just get an instant debuff. 20, 40, or 60%. If it applies to you during that activation time. Get wrecked. You thought Star Melody was bad by applying a shift reduction of 25% and kind of locking you in place and preventing you from warping. This is going to absolutely ruin your day. Alright, the next debuff you could get out of the three disables the target's weapon systems, increasing weapon activation time, oh my god, by 10%, 20%, or 30%. Frigate PvP just got so toxic. I can imagine this being activated and on a frigate, if you're using this, if it's available on a frigate, you're just gonna absolutely ruin whatever you're going up against. It is a hilarious and way overpowered for PvP. We had Star Melody, and that was overpowered for PvE. This is the PvP equivalent, in my opinion. Oh my god, and the next one isn't. The next one is the third type of debuff. Ice Shard. Weakens the target's defense systems, reducing final resistance by 1%, 2%, and 3%. Note, if multiple ships activate the mode simultaneously, their debuff levels are calculated independently for each ship and does not stack. So, if you have multiple people, each person could be applying their own debuffs to you. While they may not see the resistance debuffs of other players that use it, they're gonna have their own resistance debuff, and it looks like the other two are shared. So I don't know how that's gonna work. So if you get like two people applying the frost debuff, are you gonna be just not moving at all? Because if you get two people reducing your flight velocity by 40%, that's a lot. Or if you have two people with making your weapon activation time longer by 40% between the two of them, your DPS is half at that point. This is gonna be incredibly dangerous to go against for PvP. This nanocore will be the optimal nanocore for PvP. And weirdly enough, it could be optimal for Dormant Realm 4 as well. If you can reduce the Wayseeker Centrum's resistance by 1%, 2%, or 3%, that could be really nice. It would certainly increase your time by a few seconds at least. So it does note here that higher level debuffs will overwrite lower level effects, rendering the lower level debuffs ineffective. For debuffs already in effect, subsequent applications of the same debuff will not refresh the debuff duration. Due to significant power level differences, regular ships cannot apply debuffs to capital ships or higher level class vehicles. Interesting. So, this is really gonna be useful for same class ships. So, capital ships against capital ships, battleships against battleships, frigates against frigates, things like that. So if you try to use this to overpower a destroyer when you're in a frigate, it's not going to work. But if you're in a frigate versus a frigate, and you apply these debuffs, you are going to get the upper hand. That is an interesting way to balance this nanocore. It's still a terrifying nanocore, nonetheless, for PvP. I need to send a note real quick. Where do I send that? I'll just send it to her directly. Where are you? Well, there's love for lightweight ship laser users, at least. Alright, I've sent that. Alright, Snow Shard Missile Weapon Effect. So, I got some love. I'm a missile boy. I love missiles. Big whoosh, explosion, I'm happy. When Capsuleers unlock all secondary attributes of the Snow Shard series Nanocore and equip it using missile weapons, will trigger a pixel-style snow and ice effect. If all secondary attributes are refactored to their critical values, a superior weapon effect will be unlocked. The special visual effects can be previewed in the Nanocore assembly interface. So, missile users rejoice. We get special love because we can have special pixels flying around in space when we fire our weapons. Lol. Alright, Interstellar Bazaar region development. Another thing for our lovely whales. Purchase any item from the Interstellar Bazaar to receive lucky vouchers, which can be used to participate in the regional development. Every 20 developments guarantee a rare reward, including the Snow Shard Series Nanocore, Snowfall Keys, and many other rare rewards. Key Exchange. Snowfall Keys obtained during the region development event can be exchanged at the Key Exchange at the Key Exchange store for precious rewards such as a Super Carrier Op Core box and Capital Ship Core Op boxes. I am probably gonna look into what that will cost. I doubt I'll be able to pick it up, but I really want one. I mean, it would be so nice to have it on the Wyvern. It's not exactly the right nanocore for the Wyvern, but I do see use for it in Dormant Realm 4, as long as those debuffs can apply to the Wayseeker Centrum. Otherwise, it's just kind of a nanocore for the Wyvern, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how good it is when we get a chance to actually look into it. Region Development Sharing Page can share development. The first share will get a lucky voucher as a reward. So make sure you share it and then exit out and get your reward. Spending Festival! Oh yeah! This is the real whales. This is only for real whales. Open the limited time items available in the Interstellar Bazaar for a chance to win the lucky grand prize of the day. The lucky grand prize includes a small number of officer modules, advanced capital ships, and other high-value rare rewards. Officer modules can be contracted but cannot be traded on the market and cannot be insured. So if you die with an officer module, you lose it forever. Alright, Interstellar Bazaar. Interstellar offering. For every amount of Aurum you spend, you will get a certain percentage back. And there are tiers of the amount that you can get back. Maximum refund limit is up to 150,000 flex. That is a lot of flex. Are you gonna max it out, Jinner? Is this gonna be the one? Come on, I know you're gonna do it. One day you'll do it. You've come close a couple of times. Jitter, jitter. Alright. And on top of it all, we get a PvE PvP event. Verge of Silence is back! We've been waiting how long since the last one? Oh my god, it's been a long time. I feel like the last Verge of Silence we got was when the Marshal released, or when the Lucent Moon was released. It's been a long time since a Verge of Silence. Alright. This will go from November 26th to December 10th. An outpost reported that sleepers have awakened again. Choose a way to explore the system. You can either go to a safe system or a perilous system. Safe system. Capsuleers cannot attack each other. In a perilous system, capsuleers can attack each other. In safe systems, you will complete missions like upgrading the space station and clearing the dormant domain. The one time I got to do this, we did one encounter and nothing spawned for like an hour in the safe system. And there was no mining belts available. It was trash for the PvE. It was being farmed every time it spawned, and there was nothing to do. But people have a lot of fun in the perilous systems. In perilous systems, your mission is to retrieve data. Capsuleers won't lose any ship modules in this mission. Up to 10,000 interstellar tokens can be obtained daily. Items such as skill points, neurocompilers, nanocores can be exchanged through the interstellar store. Ego Traverse has made its way back into our life. This is also a system that I don't know much about, but people liked it. And it is a PvP event. Note, once again, in the perilous systems, capsuleers will not lose any ship modules or their ship in this system. It works exactly like the Wasteseeker event, where you went in there, and if you died in the Wasteseeker event, you came out of it and everything was still there. So, there will be a day where I go ahead and yeet my super into here. So, if you feel like coming and having a jab, you will have to fight through me and a group of people, I think. It'll be a good time. It'll be one of the few times that you get to yeet my super. Hi, Corby. Thank you for the raid. How you doing today? What were you up to? Aw, yeah. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate it. Good to see you all. How you doing? Nice. You enjoying the time in Fallout 76? Alright, so. Modified Ego Traverse Deposit Rules. Blah blah. I don't really know much about this. I really don't care about it, but a lot of people like it. Alright. We're still going. There will be 3 new event encounter missions, which can be obtained by refreshing the encounters panel during the event period. Complete the missions to earn ISK, faction merits, and empire merits as rewards. Very important. Very important. We will be running those as well. Alright, gameplay introduction. Faction Warfare now includes region introductions for Cobalt Edge, Malphite, Kalpala, Expanse, and Ethereum Reach. Like I said, I've never been to any of those, although I do intend on going into those eventually with my current corp. Alright, upgraded the fleet configurations of Empire Stargate and Station Yards. Ooh! They have upgraded to more deadly ships flying around our high-sec and low-sec gates. They are now Navy-issue ships, capable of eliminating suspects more quickly. So, what I get from that is if you are a suspect or have a combat timer or something, pirate, that's the word. If you are labeled as a pirate and you land on a gate, you die. Wait a minute. Alright. Optimizations. Upgraded the fleet configurations of Stargate Yards. Yep. Adjusted the name display of faction pirate soldiers and officers to better align with their style with the Empire's aesthetic. Not really sure what that means, but we'll go with it. Optimize the display categorization of all jump drives. Display stealth and signal upgrade modules. Weekly purchase limit for the loyalty point store's bomb blueprint supply has been increased from 1 to 3. Removed 9 types of spatial rift filaments from the faction store and listed them on the market with optimized descriptions. Usable only when cloaked. Interesting. Optimize the speed of entering the dormant realm. Hey! Instead of taking 10 hours, we can get in there quicker. I hope that doesn't bug it. My god, if that bugs Dormant Realm, we're gonna be so scared. Optimized notification categorization. Now notifications related to structure combat will be displayed separately. And adjusted the locations for encounter issuance. In addition to popular training centers like Gina or Alikara, other locations such as Tama now support accepting encounters. I have no idea what they mean by that, because we could just accept that in Tama anyway, I thought. Optimize the display layout of ship rigging interface. AI cores will no longer activate afterburners and micro warp drives. Why? People built their AI cores around that being activated. Now you're gonna take it away? RIP? Well, all of you people that have AI running that rely on the afterburner, you can no longer do it. That's incredible. Fixed an issue where module data errors caused players to be able to undock or resulted in a black screen. The volume of all models of Fighter Microwarp Drive Guide and Fire Control Array has been adjusted to match the volume of capital ships, i.e. 1,000 cubic meters. Ooh, rip. Fixed an issue where certain series of nanocore interfaces for ships like the Thrasher and the Rorqual could not be opened, and fixed an issue where players were unable to leave fleets. Alright, that is the end of the patch notes. We have a lot to do tomorrow. Wow. That's a lot. I believe I will be sitting in Port Chat or Alliance Chat for the rest of the night. I don't think I'm really gonna do much. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I am more than willing to answer questions, or if you want to join in on our activities over the next few weeks, I will be hitting these activities pretty hard. As long as somebody can scout for me, I can run the encounter for them, and we can discuss splitting of loot and bounty ticks as well. I am primarily looking for the extra large areas or stuff. So, feel free to join in. I will have an early stream on release day. And hopefully there's enough content to actually cover it. So, thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And I will see you on the next one. Take care and be safe.